Oh my goodness. And WB. Welcome back to map making, map building, making the Awoken map with Starfire. Let it be known that I experimented this first. I was working on this before they added potions of slow falling. Freaking snapshot. Can't use F3. What? Like 18W14A? They added potions of slow falling. It doesn't do slow jumping, but it does slow falling. I'm gonna test it out. Here, let's see if it figures out a difference in height. It doesn't! Well, thanks Mojang, I guess. You kind of broke the machine that I was working on, but let's experiment with this a little bit. So previously I was using levitation. Let's go back. And alternating that, but maybe if I alternate slow fall, it'll change. We're gonna at least try it out. One on, one off. Let's try, instead of this, slow fall. What was it called? Why can I not? Slow falling. Slow falling. Why is that not working? Oh, it's wrong. I haven't played around with the okay, I'm gonna figure this out 1 second. Okay, I changed up the commands in here so that it uses the NBT data correctly in the scoreboard. I could use tags, but this is how I set it up right now. So it sets slow falling to be an infinite value and hide the particles to whoever has the low gravity score of 0, and then it tests to see if you have a score of 1 or more, and then it clears that slow falling, and then if you it adds 1, so it ticks every time. Then if you have a score of 2 or more, then it sets you, maybe I should set it to 1, sets you to be low gravity of 0. And so you have, this is not changing. You have variable slow falling. One thing that I'm just barely noticing that I wish they would have thought of in the beginning is that this doesn't change anything. This is the level of slow fall. So currently I'm at slow fall 0, and if I move that up, slow fall 3, it's not working. So you see I have slow falling on, and if I increment this, then I have slow falling too, but it doesn't actually change the speed at which I fall. This is just on it's constant. So I can make, oh, missed it. I can make this jump, but not this one. Oh. And if I increment this again, it doesn't actually help. This, I guess it's still at 4, but it didn't change at all. If they had some sort of variable slow falling, then that would be more useful for what I need it for. However, clear that. I think I might be able to twist these two machines together. How I can have the player still experience the levitation effect, so that they can jump higher, because that's something that slowfall did not add, and they can still receive the slow fall in the first place, and then they won't take any fall damage from that levitation anymore. That totally fixes that problem if I'm okay with the different rate. So I'm gonna convert this machine so it does both. Anyway, I want to move on for a second and work on the first instance that you're in the town, and the command box and the machines that will help you move along to the next dream. So you start in your room, and I added some things at the chest just so you'd have some starting items. They have special names, and there's enough in there so you won't have missing items if you have some extra players, and you have some extra if you are playing on your own. Well, so what I want the story to be is that as soon as you end up in here, you get called into the other room and given a task to go fetch some stuff from the docks down here, so that your roommates, your family members have the supplies that they need for the day. And I also want the players to be given a tour through the town by way of questing. So they'll be given a task to go to the docks and also to the restaurant across the way over there. So I spawned in this villager, and I'm going to give it a custom name called Mother. And so it's going to be your mother that calls you in from your bedroom into here. And I set this villager to have no AI, and there's no trades. You can hear me clicking. And so she'll always be looking down at this crafting table in here, and we'll give you some instructions to deliver some things and to pick up some other things. So I'm going to go set that up in the spawn chunks, because this is where I have all of my machines. So it's going to be this one. This is going to be a repeating command block testing for a player in the kitchen area, and it will run let's move it to here. So it will be running constantly, and then this one, as soon as it gets true, then it will run this one, which will switch this back to a concrete block, which is what I use for the nullified off state. So this one is going to be a repeat block. It's going to be unconditional, and it does need redstone. And so it's going to do a test for, I think. Oh, whoops. And then this one is going to be conditional, and it's going to be a chain, and it is always active. And that is going to set block concrete, and it'll be 15 concrete. And so that will immediately turn it off, after which it will run this function that I made, mother speaks 0, and it's going to run like this. And this is what the function does. It just runs some tell raw command. Oh, sorry. This one's going to be mother speak 01, and mother speak 0 is going to be run as soon as the player gets teleported to the bedroom, the new area. Maybe I should put it on a delay. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's move all this stuff over though. So that this will be a timer. And I have a timer up here. I think it's this one. Yeah. I'm using scoreboards to time events. So this will add one every tick, and then this tests for a specific value. And then this one stops the timer and resets this. Does it do that? No, this one resets this to go the right way. And so currently it's like a pipeline that's blocked. And then this one resets the while loop. And I have this as a basic function. And then this goes through and resets the scoreboard and then does whatever I need it to. So I'm going to copy this over. And it's going to run. So this one? Yeah. You can have it go up right now. This one sets another weight. So on the sidebar, set display sidebar, I'm going to do map variables. So you can see all the different weights. Uh-oh, one of them's ticking. Don't think it's supposed to. Chapter transition weight. So I have a couple of weights. I could probably reuse some of them, but I'll get this working and come back to you in a second. So I want to test if the player enters this region. Is that the... No, I want to select this side. And it is X 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Z 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 by 4. Oh, and it's how many tall? 3? 4 tall. Maybe 7 by 4. I'll test it out. This way. This way. So I got this working, and this is going to do a test for not me specifically, any player. Is that test for? I do like the new command API, the method that you enter commands in. Okay, so you need to add them in this specific way. X equals this, Y equals this. I could do just a radius. That's usually easier. Z equals this, use comma, dx equals 7, dy equals 4, dz equals 4. Okay, let's do this. Block this to redstone block. Okay, it's running. It says it can't find him there. If I go back to the town into the player's room, walk over here, there you go. Yeah, I think I did too many. I need to lower all the numbers by 1. But it's not like he'll be walking in the wall, so maybe it's fine. But anyway, you see there, before it has just a muffled voice, but then you come in here and you notice your mother, and she asks you to go get some fish from the docks, and oh yeah, I'm gonna put an item holder on the counter, and then there'll be some cookies also, so it will lead you over to the restaurant on the other side of the path. So let's do this right now. Not that one, this one. Summon an item holder. So this is going to hold my payment. What should our payment be? We could have some coins. We could have we would like some sort of trade so that we can actually go to the village, the villager, down in the fishing shack down there, to pay them and actually get the fish and then bring it back and test to see if we bring it back. But I want the players to be able to notice their surroundings, and over here in this area there's a bunch of caves all around here. I'll go to spectator mode so you can see I didn't delete the caves when I imported this area of the world the test world that I went and found. And it's a bit hard to see, but this is the area that I want the secret lab to be. And if I haven't already explained that, I will as it gets more, because I want the players to be intrigued by some shady figure and be led over here, and this is how they progress. I don't know if I should rely on them noticing, but either way, they're going to come this way, and the fishing shack is over here. Perhaps I need some signposts. But then this fisherman is going to have the trade to receive the fish with the payment. Should I give emeralds? That would be easiest. Emeralds for fish. Need to check all these other guys too. Yeah, none of these are fishermen. But that's what I'm going to do. And so the shady figure is what is going to lead the players over to the next checkpoint, the next quest trigger. And I do want to keep track. I mentioned before that I want to keep track of the daytime manually. So I'll turn the do daylight cycle game rule off and leave it at a specific location, time set, and then when there's a chapter checkpoint, then time set it a little bit farther, or time add. I could do that, time add. But I'm going to decide what to use as payment. Maybe I'll just use some emeralds. Yep, and then teleport this guy. Entity type equals armor. Is that capitalized? I don't remember. Radius equals 3. Yeah. So I'm going to teleport him -1 this way. I'm going to rotate him a little bit. This way. By 20? Yeah. And then let's move him a little bit less this way. Yep. Other way. Again. Again. And then we set them to be invisible. Not teleport entity data. And set them to be invisible 1. So now, here, let's wait for the text to clear. So now when you come in here, you'll get some payment and you'll get some cookies, and your mother will tell you what to do with them. And you'll bring them over to the restaurant, and then you'll bring the payment to get the fish. And I want the player to feel like this is still open. I don't want it to be restrictive. Even though the town is going to be a little bit more guided than the dreams themselves, I want the player to be able to look around and to feel intrigued by some of the surrounding landscape and go explore it, and to gear up a little bit. And I'm using the dreams as really where the action is, and these town segments are just to bring the story forward, but I still want it to feel that open adventure where you're not so restricted by just the storyline and that's all you can do and you're only there for the storyline. I want you to be able to play Minecraft as you're on this map. So I only have time for one more thing to work on, but you can see the flow of it. You spawn in here, you're given a little bit of time before you're called in. Hopefully you'll find some of those items. Walk over here, then your mother gives you some instructions. You can take this stuff, and on your way over here, I think I want the cookies, dropping off the cookies, to be extra, and it'll give you some cool item if you come over here first. If you actually come over here on your way over, maybe make another NPC in here, and if there's a trigger set where you haven't given them any of these cookies, these specific ones yet, then you will get some other cool item, maybe like a golden apple or something cool. And then when you head over here, maybe I want there to be a trigger when you come across the bridge, because I want to keep in mind what the players will do and to still lead them along even if they don't do exactly what I think they will. So if the players want to come up here and they walk around here and they climb over the fence and they drop down over here and come down over here, then I want them to still have the experience where I give them direction of where I would like them to go, or in the sense of where the interesting things will be. So when you come across the bridge, though, that is very noticeable if I draw attention to it. I mean, it's just a little hole in the wall, but it has the potential to be an interesting point of focus if I do something there. But and I want the player going into this lab, this smaller lab. I'm going to show you what I have planned. I want this to be the new chapter transition, where it goes into the next dream that I'm going to work on soon. And getting the fish and bringing them back actually doesn't do much. That's what I want the player to think is their objective, because their mother doesn't ask them to do anything else. That's the only thing that she's expecting. So when you come over here and you can get the fish and you can bring it back, and maybe it's just the same as getting the cookies, it will give you something interesting, and that's it. And then maybe if you do that, she'll tell you to go. Now you can go play outside, and maybe she'll lead some hints over to this cave specifically. Maybe, yeah, I like that idea. She'll lead you over to this side of it where it's all dark and viney. So yeah, I have night vision turned off. So when you get if you notice it, or if you follow your mom's direction after you deliver the fish, you'll come over here, and I have in the dark some torches to lead you on. So when you come to this fork, and keep in mind there will be monsters in here, I'll have to test that with that game reel on and see if I need to modify it, but that light I hope will direct the player at least a little bit. This light is sunlight. Do I need to close this up? I might need to close this up, because I do want to lead the player without confusion. So there's actually more than one way around. You can go around this way, and these caves all connect, but this seems to be the easiest route, and not easiest actually, but most interesting. And you come around here, there's some more light over here, and there's this one block little hole that you have to crawl through, and there's some more light over there. There's this little, here, I can help torch. There's this little lake that I made. The water was already running, but I filled this in and gave you a way around. Then you come over here, and I closed up this side. It actually had an exit, which was really interesting because the exit was still blocked up. I busted some blocks to clear out a little room, and oh, I think it was right here. Yeah, like right there. And so this looked like a dead end, but I busted through here and boom, sunlight. So I closed this up too, and I think that looks alright. And over here, I'm going to spend a couple minutes and build what I want this lab to be. It's going to be a mini lab. Let's keep that. Where the focus is going to be this kind of a town crazy that you follow in here, and this is his lair, his hidey hole, where he's doing some weird experiments, and he's gone completely bonkers. but you actually, when you come up here and you talk to him, he talks as if he knows exactly what's just happened to you, and he knows the reason why it happened to you. And so he's going to give you a couple of hints, but I need to decide if he's going to knock you out, or if you fall asleep here, or if you end up going back to your house. But either way, this is what's going to be the trigger to move on to the next chapter transition, to the new dream. And so he's going to be a little bit of a guide in this realm, in the town, where you can go talk to him. He'll have really weird ways of saying things, but he'll give you enough information that you start to piece together this overarching storyline, how the dreams actually are connected, and they are definitely happening, and you still have extra information that you need to find out in order to know why. And that's what's going to happen in the next dream, and the next time you get to the intersection, and then the next time you make it to the town, at which point I will probably need to clone in some stuff, and because I want the players to come back to the same town. But I'm going to spend a couple minutes building this little lab station. It's going to be pretty rundown. There's not going to be a lot, and then I'll come back, and that'll probably be it. All right. So coming down here, I put night vision on. You end up here. So I added some cauldrons with some water. I added a brewing stand with some rotten flesh cooking some thick potions, which I don't think there's any use for these. You can use them for bottles, sure, I guess, if you wanted to. And then a dirty sleeping rag. And then this guy, I don't have a name for him. If you guys have suggestions, put in comments. But this is going to be the crazy old guy that has the understanding of what you're doing. But after this, I am out of time. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you later. Thanks.